The fading light of childhood dreams. Many people start life with big dreams. As kids, we imagine being astronauts exploring distant galaxies, artists painting masterpieces, filmmakers crafting stories that move hearts, or inventors changing the world. These visions are vivid, unburdened by doubt or fear. But fast forward 20 years, and most of those dreams have faded into the background, replaced by jobs they tolerate, not because they chose them, but because life funneled them there. Why does this happen? Why do so many bright-eyed dreamers become disillusioned adults stuck in dead-end paths? The answer lies in a simple yet devastating mistake. They took roads that never led to their dreams in the first place. Hard work is essential, yes, but hard work in the wrong direction is just wasted effort. It's like rowing furiously in a boat while drifting further from shore. You're exhausted, but you haven't moved closer to your destination. So, how do people end up on these dead-end roads? And more importantly, how can you escape before it's too late? The illusion of progress. Think about Jason. He once dreamed of becoming a video game developer. Growing up, he spent countless hours sketching characters, designing levels, and imagining entire worlds players could explore. His passion was palpable. His creativity seemed limitless. But somewhere along the way, reality intervened. To pay the bills, he took what he thought would be a temporary job at a retail store. At first, it wasn't so bad. The hours were manageable, and the paycheck kept him afloat. Then came a promotion to assistant manager. A few years later, another promotion to full-fledged store manager. With each step, his responsibilities grew, as did his salary. On paper, Jason appeared successful, yet deep down, he felt hollow. 12 years had passed, and he hadn't touched game development since college. Every now and then, the dream resurfaced. Late at night, lying awake, he'd think about quitting his job and pursuing his passion. But the idea of starting over from scratch terrified him. He had bills to pay, a mortgage to maintain, and a lifestyle built around his current income. So instead of taking action, he told himself, maybe one day. A day that never came. This is how most people lose their dreams. Not in one decisive moment, but through a slow drift away from what truly matters. They trade passion for predictability, ambition for comfort, and vision for routine. Over time, the road they're on becomes so familiar that even when they realize it's leading nowhere, turning back feels impossible. The comfort cage most roads people take are designed for security, not fulfillment. Schools teach us to chase grades, workplaces reward conformity, and society applauds stability. We're conditioned to choose predictability over risk, even if it means sacrificing our deepest desires. Take Emily, for example. She always wanted to start a fashion brand. From a young age, she sketched designs, studied fabrics, and envisioned collections that would redefine style. But when it came time to make career decisions, well-meaning voices drowned out her aspirations. Her parents urged her to pursue something practical. Friends warned her about the instability of creative fields. Eventually, she caved and accepted a corporate job in marketing. Years later, Emily found herself making good money. She lived in a nice apartment, drove a reliable car, and enjoyed weekends filled with brunches and shopping sprees. But despite outward appearances, she was miserable. Each morning, dragging herself out of bed to face another stressful meeting, she felt a growing emptiness inside. One particularly grueling day, after yet another argument with her boss, Emily had an epiphany. She realized she had built a life that made quitting impossible. Her mortgage, car payments, and expensive habits required a paycheck only her corporate job could provide. She had locked herself in a golden cage, a gilded prison, where comfort replaced purpose. And just like Jason, she kept telling herself, one day, she'd leave her job and finally launch her fashion line. One day, she'd reclaim her dream. But deep down, she knew that day might never come. The why that drives change. What separates people who break free from those who remain trapped? It's not talent or luck. It's a strong why. A reason so powerful that it makes discomfort and risk worth it. Consider Marcus. He grew up in a struggling household, watching his parents work jobs they hated just to survive. Every evening, they returned home drained, their spirits crushed by the monotony of factory shifts and customer service calls. That image burned into Marcus's mind. He promised himself, "I won't live like this." Instead of following the usual path, college, entry-level job, climb the corporate ladder, he charted his own course. At night, after working long hours as a delivery driver, he taught himself e-commerce. He started small, selling handmade crafts online. It wasn't glamorous. He sacrificed weekends, faced setbacks, and heard countless people tell him to be realistic. But Marcus's why, his refusal to live paycheck to paycheck, was stronger than his fear of failure. 3 years later, he had enough success to quit his day job. Today, he runs a thriving business, supports his family financially, and mentors others looking to escape their own dead-end roads. Marcus understood what many fail to grasp. Without a compelling reason to endure hardship, no amount of advice or strategy will keep you going when times get tough. Your why must be non-negotiable. It must burn brighter than any obstacle in your path. How to align your road with your dream. If you're tired of living on autopilot, here's how to build a life where your daily actions lead to the dream you once had. Identify your why. Ask yourself, why do I want this? If your reason is weak, if it's based on fleeting emotions or superficial desires, you'll give up when things get hard. But if your why is strong, like escaping a cycle of struggle, creating something meaningful, or proving something to yourself, you'll push through obstacles others won't. For instance, imagine someone dreaming of opening a bakery. If their why is simply, "I love baking," they may lose steam when faced with early mornings and tight budgets. But if their why is, "I want to bring joy to my community through food," they'll find the motivation to persevere. Take a hard look at your current path. Be brutally honest. Is your current job, business, or lifestyle moving you toward or away from your goal? If it's leading nowhere, it's time to make changes. This doesn't mean quitting tomorrow, though sometimes drastic action is necessary. It means acknowledging the gap between where you are and where you want to be, and committing to close it. Start small, but start now. You don't need to quit your job overnight. In fact, doing so without preparation can set you back significantly. Instead, focus on incremental progress. Launch a side hustle, learn a new skill, or network within your desired industry. Small steps compound over time, building momentum until you're ready to leap fully into your dream. Be ready to sacrifice. Breaking free from a dead-end path requires sacrifice. Less TV, fewer nights out, early mornings or late nights. All of these trade-offs accumulate. Most people aren't willing to make them, which is why most people stay stuck. Remember, short-term sacrifices pave the way for long-term freedom. Shift from one day to day one. Every successful person made one decision. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, they started where they were, with what they had. Don't wait for ideal circumstances. They rarely exist. Begin today, imperfectly if necessary, but begin. Dreams don't die. Overnight dreams don't die suddenly. They fade gradually, eroded by choices that prioritize comfort over courage. People choose roads that seem safe, only to discover years later that those roads lead nowhere near their dreams. If you're on a dead-end road, change course before another decade slips away. The hard truth? No one is coming to rescue you. No boss, no economy, no lucky break. It's up to you to create an exit. And the best time to start? Right now. Don't let your dreams slip through your fingers. Escape the dead-end road. Reclaim your vision. And remember, The journey may be difficult, but the alternative, living a life devoid of purpose, is far worse.